I'm 25 years old. I'm a CNA in the US and I'm building a house in Jamaica and I'm leaving the US in December of this year and moving to Jamaica permanently.
Real freedom is finally being somewhere that reminds you you are never, ever, ever supposed to do life alone in the first place.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we are looking at a growing movement that's capturing attention across the Caribbean and beyond. More Black Americans are choosing to relocate to Jamaica in search of a different way of life. For many, the decision isn't simply about finding a new home. It's about escaping stress, reconnecting with nature, building stronger communities, and pursuing peace of mind. But is life in Jamaica really everything people imagine? Let's explore the experience, challenges, and valuable lessons shared by those who have made the move. So, stay tuned this S.S.M commentary, and I'll be coming with more reaction and comments. Stay tuned. Remember to like, subscribe, and share.
I didn't realize how disconnected from life and nature I had become until I relocated to Jamaica. And I don't mean disconnected from people or social media. I mean disconnected from me, from my own body, from quiet, from nature, from rest. Before I moved here, my life in the United States felt like constant stimulation, a lot of noise, a lot of pressure, a lot of traffic, a lot of stress. So after a while, I stopped noticing what that did to my nervous system because everybody around me was living the same way, basically. Like stress became culture, overworking became normal, and being constantly tired also became normal. And as a woman, we're praised for surviving things that never should have become our normal in the first place. So I just kept pushing and kept doing, even when my body was struggling, even when stress started showing up physically. I already told you my left eye would become inflamed during stressful periods, and eventually that became part of my autoimmune diagnosis. But at that time, I still treated my body like something to override instead of something to listen to because it wasn't that bad. But then I came here, and for the first time in a long time, I noticed life again. It wasn't about productivity or performance. It was just life. It was the sound of rain on a zinc roof. It was trees that were loaded with fruit, goats in the road, the breeze at night, cooking meals intentionally and slower from scratch, watching my animals move through the yard, and people stopping to actually talk instead of rushing past each other with a fake "how you doing" and really not caring. And I know some people romanticize island life, so I'm not saying that it's perfect here. But what I am saying is that this place forced me to slow down enough to realize how overstimulated I had been for years. I had gotten so used to stress that peace almost felt uncomfortable at first. And that's how deeply survival mode can condition us. I think a lot of us are living disconnected from natural human rhythm. We wake up and grab our phones. We don't rest. We don't breathe deeply. We don't spend time outside. We barely sit with our own thoughts. And then we wonder why so many people are anxious, exhausted, and inflamed. The human body was never meant to operate under constant pressure without consequence. So being here in Jamaica reminds me that healing is not always some dramatic transformation. Sometimes it's very ordinary. Air, sunlight, food, real food, sleep, stillness, community. But survival and living are not the same thing. Thank you for listening. Love, health, and wealth.
3 things I learned since I moved to Jamaica. Number 1, this is not America, okay? Jamaica culture is not American culture. One thing I had to learn, I had to leave that American shit in America. The laws are different. The culture is different. The only thing American about Jamaica is the cost of living. And don't get me started about cost of living, okay? Everybody think, oh, I'm gonna go to live in Jamaica and live abroad and it's gonna be so cheap, babes. Think of it like this, like inflation has hit other places too, and inflation definitely hit Jamaica. And a lot of the things that are here, products sold and things, are all imported in. With import is customs. And this leads to my last point, okay? If you're moving here and you're gonna send things down like furniture and all that, be prepared to give your whole wallet to customs. The whole thing. Let's try this girl though. Excuse my manners, okay? But I'm gonna tell y'all this. When I ship my stuff down, my grandma warned me. She said, baby, you just better off go ahead and buy everything you need here. I said, no, grandma, it's okay. $6,000 later. And I only shipped like barely even a 1 bedroom's worth of furniture and things. Like, yeah. Just don't do it, okay? Unless the wallet is fat, okay? Okay. Other than that, I love Jamaica. And I'm gonna be honest, I was not expecting to like it this much because the humidity, we're not friends, but the people, all love. All love. I love my people, okay? Bye, y'all.
Hello, as you know, I'm leaving the US and I'm moving to Jamaica in December of this year, which is about 6 months, so much to do. But I wanted to give you guys an update. We are clearing out the property, some parts of the property for the animals that we're gonna have, but also for the plants that we're gonna be growing. I'm gonna grow okra, callaloo, and things like that to sell produce, fresh produce. So we're just clearing out the property, but also we wanna have a nice front yard that looks, you know, nice. We paid for 6 hours, which is about $350, which is pretty good, I think. I don't know, y'all tell me. But it looks nice. So this was a before picture of the overgrown, kind of like what it looks like overgrown. And then this is what it looks like now that we're clearing everything out. It's looking good. It's coming together. Yeah, I'm really excited. I can't wait to see it in person. I can't wait to show you guys in person. All of this hard work is going to pay off. It's going to look amazing. Thank you guys for the ones who leave positive comments and who are cheering me on. Thank you so much. And yeah, I'm so excited. I don't know.
I moved to Jamaica thinking I was highly independent. Baby, I wore independence like it was going out of style. I used to say things like, oh, I got it. I'll figure it out. I don't need nobody. That was me. Because in the United States, struggling alone is just kind of a natural thing. You could be carrying 47 million emotional bags, 14 jobs, stress, anxiety, and you know, it's still just whatever. And somebody will still say to you, yes, sis, you're so strong. Meanwhile, you are one eye twitch away from a collapse. But moving to Jamaica started exposing me a bit because people here, they really help each other. And I wasn't prepared for it. Not to say they don't in the US, don't get me wrong, but they really do in Jamaica. I remember somebody asking me, who I didn't know, if I ate, and I immediately got suspicious. I was like, what? Like, what's the catch? Why are you concerned about my nutrition, ma'am? Because in the US, if somebody randomly helps you too fast, your first thought is, what do they want? What's the catch? But here, people will literally stop and reason with you for 30 minutes like they don't have anywhere else to be. Meanwhile, my American brain still times conversations. Horrible. Like, okay, this was beautiful, but aren't we all supposed to be rushing somewhere? Apparently not. And another thing, Jamaicans will ask personal questions quick. There's no, I shouldn't say manners because it's not like they lack manners because they're very mannerable. It's more, I don't know, they're just very inquisitive. Like, are you married? Where's your family? How long are you staying? Do you cook? And I'm like, ma'am, I just met you 14 seconds ago. But over time, I started realizing something. A lot of what I called independence was just really survival mode. Because when you come from environments where everybody is overwhelmed, overworked, and stressed, you learn to just depend on yourself. And you stop expecting help. You stop expecting softness. And you stop expecting community everywhere. Everything becomes handle it yourself, fix it yourself, carry it yourself. But island life has been teaching me that life feels lighter when people actually show up for each other. And honestly, I think Americans are so used to hyper independence that some of us don't even know how to relax into being cared for anymore. We think accepting help means we're not capable or weakness. Meanwhile, Jamaicans out here borrowing seasoning, sharing mangoes, checking on neighbors, talking to strangers, and building community early in the morning. And I'm over here still saying, no, I got it. Jamaica is teaching me that there is strength in community too. Not just survival, not hustle, not just carrying everything alone. And maybe real freedom isn't proving you don't need anybody. Maybe real freedom is finally being somewhere that reminds you you are never, ever, ever supposed to do life alone in the first place. Once again, thanks for listening. Love, health, and wealth. Peace.
I gotta come back and tell y'all this little story, right? I have to tell y'all this little story. So, I'm living in Jamaica as an expat, right? Y'all see this hair? I decided when I turned 50 that I wasn't gonna dye my hair no more. I have been gray since I have been born. I've had this gray spot right here since I was born, and all the rest of this shit came in my 20s, right? I mean, like early 20s, like 21, I had gray hair. And I started dyeing it when I got about 30. It used to be exotic when I was younger, and I started dyeing it when I got about 30 years old. And at this big age of 51, my hair was black, and I had to dye it, and only the edges would turn gray. So I decided when I turned 50, I wasn't dyeing my shit no more. So I don't fucking dye it. Yeah, I wear wigs a lot. Not because I don't like the gray hair. It's because I don't like doing my fucking hair. I don't like... That's why I locked it, because I've never worn my natural hair since I've probably been 25 years old. I've always had braids, weave. I just started wearing wigs. I ain't never wear wigs in my life, but I guess at this big age it's time to wear wigs, because that's what wigs is for, old bitches. But you young bitches need to leave it alone. So I be trying to fuck with them, but I love my hair. I love my hair. I love my hair. I love my hair. So anyway, I'm just looking at it, so I thought I'd talk about it. But what I do want to talk about is living in Jamaica is such a gem. It's a very rare experience, right? So I live in Uptown. I live between downtown and Uptown. I live like by Halfway Tree. I live by Devon's house, if y'all know where that is. Real close to an area called New Kingston. Like, that's what I do. I love the ghetto because I'm from the ghetto, but I also don't want to go to another country and live in the ghetto because I'm not from Kingston, so it doesn't make sense that I go mingle and rock around. Some places, like if I walk to the grocery store, which I love to do because for whatever reason I love to be around people. Like, I can go... Anyway, I gotta take off my jewelry. I can't walk with my little jewelry on because they snatch chains. Like, I ain't even pressed about the cost of the chain. This chain has sentimental value. One of my girlfriends died. I have her tattoo right here of leukemia, and she was 10 years older than me. And back in the day, I used to go with her when she had this jade on, which is called a lifesaver. That's what we call it. And, well, I call it. She had a jade lifesaver on, and I used to go with her. We used to go out and boost, because yes, I used to be a booster, and go do little strange shit for her change. And she used to go, for change, and she used to go make payments on her necklace while I was just trying to survive. So when she passed, I went to a big Chinese jewelry store, and I just paid for it. Like, I paid a couple $1,000s for the whole ensemble. It's 24 karat. This one is, not this one. And, you know, that was my remembrance of her. That was the way I remember her. And it made me feel like an adult, because I remember she made payments on it, and we was hustling to get the payments. Well, we was hustling for different shit. I was hustling to feed my kids. And
I'm 25 years old. I'm a CNA in the US, and I'm building a house in Jamaica, and I'm leaving the US in December of this year and moving to Jamaica permanently. And a question that people ask me in my personal life is, what if it doesn't work out, girl? What if shit hits the fan? Like, what if it just doesn't work out? And I'm like, listen, I'm already an overthinker, so Yes, it's true. Like, of course, there are doubts in the back of my mind, but I will say I'm an overthinker. I plan for A, B, C, D, F, G, and I always try to have backup plans and ideas for if, something was to happen, God forbid. But yes, I always try to just think of other ways. It has to work out. I want it to work out. This is what I really want to do, and I'm gonna make it work. When there's a will, that's right. There's a way, baby. That's right.
Wow, thank you for staying tuned. And I feel appreciated. Thank you so much. Kindly, let's continue diving into deeper so that we can understand what is happening. Over the past few years, an increasing number of Black Americans have left the fast-paced lifestyle of the United States for the slower, more relaxed atmosphere of Jamaica. Many describe feeling overwhelmed by the constant pressure to work harder, earn more money, and keep up with an exhausting lifestyle. They explain that life in America often feels like a never-ending race, leaving little time for rest, family, or personal well-being. After arriving in Jamaica, many experts say they immediately notice a dramatic change. The island's natural beauty, warm climate, and slower pace encourage them to slow down, appreciate simple moments, and reconnect with themselves. Instead of constantly rushing from one obligation to another, they found joy in spending time outdoors, enjoying fresh air, and living a healthier lifestyle. However, the video makes it clear that moving to Jamaica is not as simple as packing your bags and expecting paradise. One of the biggest lessons shared by experts is understanding that Jamaica has its own unique culture and way of life. Newcomers quickly realize that the customs and expectations are very different from what they are used in America. One example discussed is the importance of community. In the United States, independence is often celebrated and many people keep to themselves. In Jamaica, neighbors frequently interact, support one another, and build close relationships. Those who successfully adjust are usually the ones willing to embrace this community spirit rather than trying to recreate the lifestyle they left behind. The video also addresses one of the biggest misconceptions about relocating to Jamaica. They believe that it's extremely inexpensive. While some daily expenses may be lower than in the United States, many imported products remain costly. Inflation has affected prices, and shipping furniture, vehicles, and household goods to the islands can become surprisingly expensive. Experts encourage anyone planning to relocate to carefully research the true cost of living instead of relying on outdated assumptions. Another important topic is preparation. Several individuals referred in the video discuss purchasing land, building homes, and investing in their future in Jamaica. They explain that relocating success requires patience, financial planning, and flexibility. Construction projects can take longer than expected, and unexpected challenges often arise along the way. Those who prepare properly tend to have a much smoother transition. One of the most meaningful messages throughout the discussion is the idea that real freedom is not just about financial success. Many participants explained that they discovered greater happiness by focusing on health, meaningful relationships, and community rather than constantly chasing higher incomes or career promotions. They believe true wealth comes from living a balanced life surrounded by supportive people. At the same time, the video reminds viewers that no country is perfect. Jamaica has its own economic challenges, infrastructure issues, and everyday difficulties. Relocating doesn't mean eliminate life's problem. It simply replaces one set of challenges with another. The key is deciding which environment best matches your personal values and the kind of lifestyle you hope to build. Ultimately, many of those interviewed believe they made the right decision because they found greater peace of mind, stronger community connections, and a healthier way of living. Their stories demonstrate that happiness isn't just always measured by salary or material possession, but by the quality of everyday life. So, this video offers an honest and balanced perspective on relocating to Jamaica. It celebrates the island's welcoming culture, beautiful environment, and strong sense of community, while also acknowledging the realities of adjusting to a new country and managing financial expectations. For anyone considering making to move to Jamaica, the biggest takeaway is to plan carefully, remain open to cultural differences, and remember that true success comes from finding a place where your value, health, and happiness can truly flourish. So if you enjoyed this summary, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comment section. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.